I think one of the most important parts of being a human is just doing things. Just as simple as that, just doing something. I've spent a lot of my time, a lot of my life doing nothing, just wasting time, wasting away, wasting energy, effort, whatever, doing nothing but sitting in bed, waiting, wondering, just wasting away, thinking back to the months that I would spend at home when I was supposed to be going to school. And I would just stay home, lay in bed, watching YouTube videos in and out of sleep, just waiting for my friends to get out of school so that we could play video games together. And sure, it was great at the time. And I mean, there were tons of reasons why I wasn't going to school and whatever, but I look back now and I just think I wasted so much of my life. There's so much more I could have been doing, even if it wasn't going to school, just sitting in my room, I could have been doing something. I could have started this channel years ago when I was 15 or younger even. And just, it wouldn't have been great, but it would have been something with my time, would have been something with my life. And nowadays, I think of my current situation where I've been unemployed since August and it's like February, almost March now. I've just been wasting away relatively. I mean, I do some things here and there, but overall, not enough, not a lot, not enough to feel good about it, just existing, and it's tiring. I have all these ideas, all these things I think I want to do or I claim I want to do or what have you. And what do I have to show for it? What do I really do? What do I really spend my time doing with this time I have, with this life that I live? I just I just feel like I've been wasting it, wasting away, wasting all of my energy, all of my efforts, what have you, doing absolutely nothing, the bare minimum. It's it's a problem I've had for a long time, to be honest. I think the root of the problem is my tendency to be an overthinker. I spend way too much time in my head pondering all the things that could go right, all the things that could go wrong, just everything in general. Spend way too much time just thinking, overthinking, too much thinking. It's not good for you. And granted, thinking is important. You shouldn't just jump right into things. You shouldn't just do. I mean, sometimes you should. Sometimes that is the best option, is to just do something, do anything, really. That's kind of the conclusion that I've came to, at least, is that doing something is better than doing nothing, but you shouldn't do it unprepared, I suppose, is my piece of advice or my 2 cents or whatever, what have you. You should always you should think to a certain degree, right? My problem is I think of all the ways things could go wrong and then I feel stuck. I feel as if it's not even worth trying because there's so many ways, and this could apply to so many different things. For instance, just right now today, making this video right here, I've been sitting at my desk for probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half now, just thinking, like, is this worth talking about? Is this going to be a good video? Do I even have enough to say? What am I even going to say? Should I just turn off my computer and go back to bed, or, you know? But no, that's a waste of time. I would rather just sit here and ramble and try to figure something out than keep wasting my day away doing nothing with it, you know? I am tired of wasting my days away, wasting my life away, wasting my time. And granted, I don't know. I try not to feel like I've wasted my life away or wasted my time. I've done enough. I don't know, maybe not enough. I've done well enough for myself, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But it's easy to feel unhappy with the lack of effort or the lack of progress or what have you, whatever you want to call it, really. It's easy to feel diminished or to feel, it's a good word, just lacking. It's easy to feel down on myself and feel, you know, incompetent, maybe. It's a good word for it. Easy to look at the dark side of things and look at all the time I've spent not doing anything and ignore all the things that I have done or ignore all the reasons as to why I did nothing with my time, ignore all the reasons as to why I feel the way I feel. It's just much easier to beat down on myself and be like, man, you're so lazy. You just sit around and do nothing. You're so just wasting your time. But reality, a lot of that time wasted was because I didn't have the energy or the mental capability to do anything or, you know, and sometimes that feels like a sorry excuse. Sometimes I feel like I just tell myself that to feel better about my lack of action, you know, but I don't know. Everybody needs breaks. Everybody needs time for their mental. Some people are just built different. Some people are able to just keep pushing, keep going. I think about my mom a lot, who majority of my life either worked 2 or 3 jobs. That woman has more work ethic than anybody I've ever met, and she's not one to stay stagnant. She's not one to hold herself back and give herself time to just exist. Even when she's going through the worst of things, she always showed up for work. She always made an effort to do what needed to be done, and I am not that. I was built different too, but I was built incorrectly, I think. My my work ethic fell somewhere far from the tree, but I'm trying. I'm getting better, or at least I think I am. I like to think I am. I, I try my best, or I tell myself I try my best. It's hard to say sometimes when it's kind of unsure. It's easy to think of all the things I could do or could be doing rather than appreciating the fact that I'm doing anything at all. I'm, you know, I, kind of all over the place here. I just, I suppose I've been growing tired of myself in some ways. My excuses, I suppose. My lack of action, I think is what I said before. I have these big dreams, big goals, big ideas of what I want to do, what I want to be, who I want to be, things I want to do with my life. And when you look at the paper, you look at the effort put into it, it seems to be missing. There's not a lot of action to correlate to my intentions, my ideas, my hopes and dreams. And I just, I don't know what it is. I don't know why so often I feel so incapable of doing the things I claim I want to do or think I want to do or hope that I'm able to do with my life, with my future, with my time in general. You know, I just don't, sometimes I just don't know the right course of action, the right steps to take, the right way to go. And in those moments of unsuredness or unknowing or whatever you want to call it, that's when I start to overthink. That's when I get stuck in my head and I say, well, if I don't know what the best first step is, then I just shouldn't take any steps and I should just continue down the same road that I've been down that's led me wherever it is I am now. And that's probably the worst decision, conclusion, idea. Wow, I really, you know, it's fine. The worst thing you could do is nothing. As a human being, as a person, as somebody with dreams and hopes and ideas, the worst thing you could possibly do is nothing at all. And that is my biggest downfall, I think, is my inability to do things, my inability to act on my intentions, to have all these ideas and dreams and hopes and whatever, and do nothing about it. Just continue whatever it is that I have been doing for so long in my life. I'm just tired of it, tired of myself, if you will. I just am slowly but surely trying to work on it, I suppose. But again, even saying things like that, is there really any action behind my words? Sometimes, sure, but I tend to stand up on my little box and preach and preach and preach and then turn around and crawl back into bed for the rest of the day, waiting for something to change, waiting for something. I don't even know what. Some days just feels like I'm waiting around for life to do something. And in reality, it's all in my control. It's all my choosing, my power, I mean, it's my life, you know? I choose what to do with it. And for too long now, that choice has just been nothing. It's just been false promises to myself of like, do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna get this job, you're gonna start this career, whatever, and then I go nowhere. I am just stagnant. I am just lazy or whatever excuse that I can find to justify my lack of action, you know? And intentions without actions are just worthless. You know, I can preach and preach and preach about how I want to get my mental health better, but still haven't looked around for a therapist. I still haven't booked a doctor's appointment. I've been needing to go to the dentist for like a month now because my last appointment got rescheduled or canceled or whatever. And I just do nothing. I just do not. I maybe I just don't care enough. Maybe I just maybe like I said before, I was just built different and incorrectly at that. I was built with a burdening mind of too many thoughts and not enough work ethic, not enough will power, not enough energy, or not sure. I'm sure if I dug around deep enough in my brain, I'd find some sort of answer as to what it is that I'm so afraid of, maybe. You know, I suppose that fear of failure is always prominent. It's what took me so long to even start making this video, is that fear that it's not going to be good enough or it's not going to be well put together enough. It's a stupid idea, it's a stupid whatever. That fear of failure just holds me back, tells me, like, why bother trying? If you don't know it's gonna be good enough, why bother even attempting? But in that same vein, what if it's great? What if that thing that you're so afraid of doing turns out to be the best decision you've ever made? What if everything what if everything just so happens to work out in your favor? What if it doesn't all go completely wrong and everything goes sideways? What if everything goes exactly the opposite of what you expect? What then? That fear of failure goes out the window when you don't fail, you know? But the only way you'll ever know is if you try, if you do something, if you just put in that little bit of effort. It doesn't have to be a lot, never has to be a lot, but you have to do something. You can't just you can't just be like me back in school, wasting away, waiting for your friends to get home so that you can forget everything, so you can try to escape all of your problems for a while. Because eventually, at least in my case, those friends won't be there anymore. And you'll be left with nothing but memories of what used to be and the good days you used to have when things were easier, when I was younger. You know, someday you might not have it anymore, or you might not have those people anymore, and you might just be like me, alone, with nothing but the memories of what used to be, what used to bring you joy. What, what can you do? That's just life. Life doesn't stop, just keeps going endlessly. Well, I shouldn't say endlessly. Eventually, you die, you know, that's inevitable. But if you're stuck here, living this life, you might as well do something while you can. You might as well try whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is you hope to do with your life. You might as well take a step. Don't waste your time wondering if it's the right step or the right way or the right thing. Just do it. Just do something, anything at all. It really, really, I mean, it matters to a degree. You know, there are definitely things you should and shouldn't do. You know, the obvious ones, like committing crimes and stuff like that. You shouldn't, you know, if you've been like intending to murder somebody, which, you know, that's sadly a common problem in this world. Don't do that. That's terrible. But, you know, if it's like your dream career to be a clown, do it. Go buy a little red nose, buy some makeup, paint your face, get that little rainbow wig, and start dancing around to the day's end. Live freely, live happily, do whatever it is that you feel is your calling in this world. You're only given one life to live. You only have one chance, and there's no guarantee how long it's going to be. So why waste around? Why waste your time sitting around hoping, waiting, thinking about it? Just do something. Just act on it. Whatever it is, just go, live. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody hold you back from whatever it is that you want to do. Anything is possible in this world. You are the decider. You're the creator of your life. You choose what happens. Just go. Go and do it. Nobody can tell you, well, I mean, maybe they can. You know, your boss can fire you or whatever, but every step back is just a new opportunity. What is that phrase? Every door that closes, a new window opens, or something along those lines. It's true. There's opportunities everywhere. There's always potential for better, for worse, for life to be however it is that you want it to be. It's all in your control, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it feels hopeless or it feels like you're just living out or you have some big dream that you don't think is possible at all. I promise you, you can do it. You can you can make it somehow, some way, even when all the odds are against you. You just have to try. You just have to start somewhere. It doesn't matter if it feels like it's the right place or not, or the right time. There is no right time for anything. There never will be a good time, a right decision. It's all just it's all just life. It unfolds as you keep going. You just you make it what it is. You decide what it is and what it is not. If something does not serve you, if something is feels it has no purpose in your life, then it's your choice to get rid of it. It's your choice to stop it, you know, and granted, some things are much harder than others. I have a burdening, addictive personality, and so some things are very hard for me to stop doing just because I decide I don't want to do it anymore. It's not always that simple to just stop doing something, but it is that simple to start, to try, you know? You just do it. You just, not to sound like a broken record, but genuinely, you just keep trying. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, it doesn't matter how many times you fail. Failure is just a stepping stone, you know? Not to rehash annoying advice that I hear all the time from random sources, random people all throughout my life, but genuinely, whenever you fall, whenever you fail, you just get up, dust it off your shoulders, learn from it, you know? Everything you think is a mistake is just a moment to learn what went wrong? What can I do better next time? What is the reason that this failed? Why did this job not work out for me? You know, in my case, working night shift for 4 years, I thought it was perfect. I thought I found my dream career. I thought I was like, wow, I can make this much money working the night shift at this grocery store. I don't have to talk to people. I don't have to, do whatever. I thought I had it made. And then 4 years later, I had a mental breakdown and walked away. And you know what I learned from that? I learned that I'm not built for the night shift like I thought I was, you know? I thought it was perfect. I thought my antisocial tendencies were being answered and I could get paid for not having to be around people. I could get paid for putting in my headphones and just doing my work all night, but I learned the hard way that it's not me. I'm not built for that. I need the social interaction. I need the the energy that comes from the daylight. I'm not a vampire as much as I sometimes wish I was. It's just I need that sun. I need that life. I need those people to talk to. I need something, you know. I needed to learn from my mistake, my failure to keep it going. And you know, sometimes that failure feels like a slap to the face. Sometimes it's not so easy to just fall and get back up. Sometimes it feels like you fell onto a bed of nails, but you can learn through all those cuts and bruises and bad days. You can learn something. There's always a lesson somewhere, you know. I guess that kind of loops back into spending all my time overthinking. Don't waste your time searching for answers in your past or whatever. Just keep going. Just keep moving forward. Life is too long to be stagnant. It's too long to waste away like I've done for many, many years, many different points of my life. Just just do it. Just show up. Just try. Try and try and try again and again and again until something clicks. Because it will. One day. It might seem hopeless. It might seem like a never ending battle. It might seem like you're running on a treadmill over and over and over and over, and there's no end in sight. But someday, that treadmill's going to turn off, and you're going to realize that you've just been running through a park, running past the trees, past the flowers, and you'll realize that you're somewhere beautiful. You realize you made it to your destination. One day, you'll get there, but you just have to start. You just have to try. You just have to do it. You just have to go. So that's my piece of advice for you today, I suppose. If you enjoyed, thank you so much for listening, watching to the end here, whatever. And go watch one of these videos on my end screen. Thank you. I love you.